Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Myriad Uranium Corp's a channel with globalizing exploration assets with a focus on the prolific mining district of Africa and seeing uranium grades as high as the Canadian Athabascan area. And today, expanding basically their team here from an operations standpoint. Joining us, Director Thomas Lamb, to kind of take us through these new board members. First and foremost, welcome, sir.
Hi, it's great to see you.
Pleasure to get you on. So I want to dive right into this because you've attained something very intriguing from a technical team standpoint. Firstly, you announced the formal appointment of a social, environmental, exploration, and mining experts to that technical team. But one of them was the former chief operation officer of Global Atomic. And for those of the people that don't know, I wouldn't mind if you can explain exactly who is Global Atomic and what kind of attaining their chief operation officer means for Myriad.
Great. Listen, I'll just mention a few things. First of all, today's a very exciting day, or this week is extremely exciting in the uranium market. Cameco is up 11%. This is a company that just moves slowly. It's a big big uranium multinational. This indicates uranium is on the move, so it's an exciting place to be. Just had to mention that everybody's talking about it. So it's the buzz is and the energy in the uranium sector is this week is something else. That's point number one. Number two, Global Atomic. So they operate in the Timor Basin in Niger in West Africa. That's where we are. This is a very exciting uranium basin, not very well known. One of the great uranium basins in the world. Your viewers, a lot of them would already know this if they followed our Myriad Uranium story. So what happened was Global Atomic went in to Niger in the 2000s. And starting in around 2007, 2008, give or take, they were exploring and they started to really figure out what was going on in the uranium basin. This is a basin that had been dominated by the French, basically a French state-owned company, Areva, for decades. Global Atomic went in very bravely with a sort of a great thesis. Let's make some discoveries. And they've made one of the great uranium discoveries in the world, certainly one of the top, I think, the top deposit in Africa. And that was called DASA, D-A-S-A. So Global Atomic has gone from a small company, just a few years ago, it had the same market cap as Myriad, into a multi-$100 million company, $600-700 million market cap company. They have made one of the great discoveries. It's called, again, DASA, the DASA deposit. It's on the Azusa fault within the Timor Basin. And so they have gone just in the last few years from exploration to development to, they're blasting right now to build their mine. It's an extremely high grade uranium deposit they found, which, as you mentioned in your introduction, is a lot like the Athabasca. So everything is changing and Niger is turning into a hotspot. So this is Global Atomic, really exciting company. The symbol is GLO. We are right next to them on the same fault. So we are trying to replicate what they have done. And so they're a very important company. I actually recommend that your viewers invest in Global Atomic also. There's a massive future ahead of that company. So that's the story about Global Atomic.
Yeah, I definitely feel like everything is just aligning and the right set of dominoes falling down, let alone from the team and just your comfortability of understanding your players that are surrounding the area you're working within and getting their expertise as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about some people on the ground floor there too? I mean, you're not only just hiring these experts, but you're bringing people in that are local to the areas that you're working in too.
So absolutely. So one of the great things about the French having been there for decades is there are pros and cons to that if you talk to the locals. Because it's been a bit of a monoculture with the French Areva and now Orano. But they trained thousands and thousands of now very expert Nigerians. These are scientists, miners, geologists, geoscientists, drillers, etc. So there's a big labor pool of extremely talented local Nigerians there, and we were able to access them. We have added, in particular, a gentleman named Adamu Usmani. He's a senior geologist, has worked closely with the Minister of Mines. He has big national awards, as he's one of the most illustrious people in the mineral sector there. Uranium geologist trained in Canada, France, etc. We've added him to our technical committee. It's a big coup to have him on board, and he's a local Nigerian, extremely well connected, and he's helped build uranium mines in Niger. So we've added him to our technical committee recently. We work closely with him. He's an important advisor. So a massive coup for us. Now, just because, part of the reason why we brought up Global Atomic there is that we also, on our technical committee, have added Ron Hallis. Ron Hallis was Chief Operating Officer of Global Atomic. He was there when, the tail end of the exploration, where they've made this massive discovery and drilled it out. It's Africa's highest grade uranium deposit, massive grades, and it's enormous, 250 million pounds of uranium plus. He was there exploration stage, development stage. He was there for the last 3 years, and then now just at the beginning of the mine building. So now he's off, independent, able to do other things, and he is advising us. He's joined our technical committee. This is a big coup because we are, as I mentioned, we're on the same fault, the Azusa fault. Next door, we are looking for the similar deposit type. Hopefully, what if it's even better than Global Atomic's DASA? And we really believe that Ron can help. Also, so Ron has an understanding of the geology, local conditions. He knows Niger. He knows how to get things done there. This is a really big coup for us to add Ron Hallis. We're extremely lucky. So other people on our technical committee include one of our board members, Fred Bonner. He's a Canadian geologist, senior Canadian geologist with a real global reputation in social, environmental, and community. And on top of that, governance. So he's a big help to us, a great addition to our technical committee, and of course he's on our board of directors also. I'll mention a couple of the names. David Miller from Wyoming. He worked with Utah International, which became Areva. That's that French multinational. He's on our technical committee. He's an in situ recovery specialist. It's a very niche recovery, mining style. In uranium, your viewers will know about it. It's can be extremely economic, and it's how Kazakhstan produces and has become a massive producer of uranium, #1 in the world. So we have him on our technical committee, also a giant coup. I'm on the technical committee because I'm CEO of a company. I'm more of a finance lawyer type person, but I serve some purposes on the technical committee, of course, too. And finally, well, actually, there are two more. There's Michael Kante. He's a geologist, a West African geologist. He helps us on the ground, supervising our programs, a really important, essential member. Finally, George van der Walt, South African. He's our lead geologist, senior uranium geologist on our technical committee, and he, in fact, runs all of our technical programs and is our chief uranium geologist. So that fleshes out that comprises our technical committee. I'll just go through the names. George van der Walt, senior uranium geologist, leads our geology. Fred Bonner, senior Canadian geologist, global reputation in environmental, social, community, governance. Adamu Ousmane, local Nigerian senior person, close with the government, has helped build uranium mines in Niger, trained in Canada, France, etc. David Miller used to be with Utah International and Areva, in situ recovery expert, global reputation. Michael Kante, West African geologist. He helps lead our programs on the ground. Ron Hallis, former chief operating officer of Global Atomic. Hopefully he can help us duplicate what Global Atomic has done, which has gone from our market cap around 7 million plus up to $600, $700, $800 million. That is our plan. And then, of course, I'm on the technical committee. So there you go. That's our announcement of our technical committee. We're very excited. Things are just starting right now. We've got our drone mag program. It's about to start next week in country, and then we're off to the races, just as uranium is taking off.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of this seems to be aligning in a fascinating way, and I look forward to seeing what this team uncovers. And if that's something that would interest you, consider subscribing, because as those updates hit the wire, we're going to bring that to you here. And let us know what you think in that comment section below, so we can perhaps do an investor Q&A down the road. But on that, as always, we look forward to catching you in the next one.
Kyle, it's been a pleasure. Thanks.
Always.